happy day after Halloween. Hopefully, everyone got a huge bag of candy. Uh, Hopefully, they're still
Two
giving out the big candy bars in reality. But how you guys
two
been?
huge bags of candy. Two huge bags. I
Just
already
only candy bags for
I
humans.
already dug into it last night. Let's go. Kids, that's why you have kids, is for the candy.
Yeah. How you been, Brent? How you doing for loco?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Hey guys, happy Friday. It's you know what? I
Friday.
actually didn't do much yesterday. Did you guys go out on anything or just brought the kids to the neighborhood? I imagine like roads you did.
Yes. Very efficient too. There's a couple townhouse complexes nearby that we ripped through, loaded up the bags of candy. I was just saying earlier that it was fortunate that it was not snowing. It was forecasted for a bit. So it was cooler. It was damp. My shoes, my favorite shoes, they got soles are worn out in them, so my feet got wet. So that wasn't pleasant. Trying to trade them out, but it was great.
Good, good. Thanks. Did you do anything interesting or not?
Just hung out with some friends. No trick or treating for me. I'm kind of too
Yeah,
old, and not enough candy can be acquired. So, just
yeah. You
decided to
can
buy
get in
my own
trouble.
candy
Don't get in trouble. That you're too old for that, man.
for
You don't want
sure.
to get the police coming in. But all right, man. So what are we looking up in the market today? A little bit choppy, huh? We're in here in this range. Are you guys looking at the stock market much, or just focusing on crypto majors today?
I haven't looked at the stock market much this week at all. I'm just posting the link, so I'll be just give me 2 seconds here, but keep going. But
Yeah,
Yeah, should we do stock market first? I mean, down day yesterday, so we'll see if it continues dropping. Just not sure.
yeah.
Um,
Look, it's interesting, right? I was just reading. Obviously with the elections happening, and we were aware of this situation, right? We already knew that we're gonna see some volatility, but I think the markets kind of like definitely were spooky yesterday, right on the Halloween day. But the truth is, we've been pretty much up ever since. I was just looking at the QQQ. We had that down week on September at the end of September, and then we've been up only, almost reclaiming all time highs at least for QQQ and SPX. Definitely tried to reclaim that. Previously this week, but we couldn't. So I think we'll probably be in this kind of like range choppy during the elections, regardless of the outcome. But yeah, no, I actually have been tracking Tesla particularly, who because I had a few calls for late 2024 and early 2025, and just monitoring the stock. But other than that, just I think the markets look good. It's just gonna be a little bit of volatility for the next week or so. So
yeah, you said you have Tesla stock. What the options expire soon?
I have some leap calls for 2025, and then some early, I guess, 2025 calls, which is yeah in 3 months. So
Is
yeah,
there like real big decay on those like already, or like I'm not even
there
like
is, yeah, there is. But the thing is, I kind of like started accumulating 190 to 195 range, and then I added more at 220. So I'm still within the, I'm still on the money. So I'm
oh
gonna
nice
keep them a little bit more because I really want to see a rally of Tesla towards the end of the year.
yeah
But we'll see.
yeah no that's cool 210 yeah that was right at the bottom uh
Yeah.
of the month. That's dope. Yeah, I mean, just looking at the S&P, I mean, it's everything's pulling back a bit, but I mean, I'll share my screen. Let me make sure. Hold on. Make sure I'm good here. Okay, cool. Share screen.
yeah, I'll
Present.
put you up.
Sweet. Entire screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bet. Um. So S&P 500 actually looks very similar to Bitcoin right now. And Sol East, the one that looks a little bit different, but S&P 500 to me, just like these, we track this one. I think every single one. We've been on all the streams for every single one of these, but just like here, no consolidation up top, choppy behavior, multiple bounces, and lows in these corrective channels, I like to call them. To me, this spells that this is very, very unlikely to be a major top that takes us down very low. And either from here, maybe one more low. Usually these corrective channels are like 2 to 4 lows. This is technically like the second. We could go up from here or could chop a little bit down. But over the next few weeks, I think we're just going to climb higher. Same thing with Bitcoin. The last few days, pretty much another version of what I just showed you on the S&P, except it started just a few days ago. No consolidation up top. Yes, it touched the all-time high, which is obviously an area we're going to see some volatility, but not enough consolidation for me. This bounce today confirmed that this is corrective behavior to me. And, it could be done here. We could chop for a little bit longer because it is the weekend, but same kind of thing. Very, very unlikely that this is a major top that takes us down much lower. And instead, very soon, we're going to continue to the upside. And as you can see here, this move up is going to take us right back to the all-time high. So it's either going to come up here, double top, and create this massive top, or it's going to break right through and climb to all-time highs. For me, the latter is way more likely. Just in general, more often than not, corrections like this are more likely they play out with new highs instead of double tops. Reversals in general, like tops, peaks, are very rare. If you think about most of the time, markets are in impulsive moves or like correcting. Very, very rarely do they top or bottom. That's like the most rare part of any market. So pretty much to conclude what I said, I do think Bitcoin, ETH, and S&P 500 are going to climb higher in the next couple weeks. Probably, maybe before the election, leading up to it. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing in the charts. I don't know what that's going to mean election wise. We'll obviously talk about that. But to me, price, the charts are telling me upside here, probably early next week.
Very nice.
Do
Yeah.
you think there's any election risk here? Or, I mean, I know people are waiting to deploy just to wait for election, but election risk? Any of you guys? I don't know.
Yeah,
You guys
anytime
want to
there's
talk
like
politics?
any time of I mean, yeah, we don't need to speak like who our presidential candidates are or anything, but definitely whenever there's a big event, world event in general, election, some type of vote or anything like that, there you should expect volatility, right? Trying to determine what result is going to cause what result on the charts and this stuff, it's really impossible to tell. You just should expect volatility. The charts again are telling me upside in the short term. Does that mean that we go up here, barely break 73K? Something happens, the election causes, a quick spike down again. That's always possible. Until we deliberately break 73K with like a couple weekly candles, it's always possible we top out again and then, make another move down caused by the election. But I think either way, past a few months, doesn't matter who wins. I think crypto is going to run in 2025. Like I said, it's always possible that the election results creates another spike down, however long that may last, or whoever wins, it could just Kamala could win, and Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol just continue the upside. You never really know. So pretty much the way you should handle these events, I would say, is just expect volatility. Don't be long or short anything with a crazy leverage trying to bet to guess what's going to happen. It's just expect volatility is what I'd say.
Cool. Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So we do before we start chopping up some other majors, and so we do any giveaways today. I just want to make sure that we heat up. Right now, we currently have 120 live audience. I want to make sure that we triple that within the next 30 minutes, and then we give up some good some good items, whether it's like we could perhaps do some NFTs. We can do some Sol, some
You giving away the
USDC.
NFTs? What NFTs are we giving away?
You know what? There's a few that are still valuable, but you know what? We could put up a beast so that they can access
Oh, that'd be cool.
our community. So why don't we do that, Janksy? So we do a beast NFT for someone that listens in the audience.
Yeah, they have to do a lot though. They have to
Yeah.
go provide some alpha in the chat or something.
Yeah, you
Very
gotta drop a ticker that like 5x's during this.
Yeah, 5x's during the space. You gotta see it just shoot up. You can't. It has to be
What are
on the
the
space.
what are the requirements comment, retweet.
The
What else?
ticker's B.
I think they have to like answer some type of question or some shit. I don't know, something more cerebral.
Yeah, they gotta do more in the comment for sure if they're gonna get a beast from us.
Okay, yeah. Let's you guys get creative with comments on here on the thread, but on the stream.
Yeah, most
But
creative
what?
comment will get a beast. How about that?
Yeah, but it was dude. I was looking at the news. Tether announced 2.5 billion in Q3 profits. That has to be one of the most profitable companies in the world when it comes to size and just like it's incredible. I mean, like it's one of the largest holders of U.S. Treasuries, but 2.5 billion in profits. That's nuts just in Q3. So
Yeah, that is insane.
maybe we're in the ground business, you know.
We should start issuing stable coins. You're saying? Seems
I
like
think
it's
so.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's something incredible. Then also MoonPay brings Venmo to Uniswap, which is actually pretty cool because I never used really like Square or any other apps to buy crypto, but now apparently you can buy directly, tokens directly from Venmo using Uniswap.
Have you
So
guys used one? Have you used MoonPay? And then two, have you used Moon? I'm sorry, Moon. I'm sorry. Have you used Moonshot? And then the app, and then have you used Slingshot?
I've
I
used Moonshot, but not Slingshot. Danksy, have you?
Slingshot is like Ansem. He started it. It's like his app, his version of Moonshot. And from what I've seen, I mean, a few weeks ago, I saw Moonshot was like getting a lot of interaction on Twitter with like a lot of big Twitter big crypto accounts. But now Slingshot, obviously, which is founded by Ansem, like I said, has like directly partnered with a lot of big names, and it looks that one's getting a big push. So we'll see. I think it's cool to have a lot of different kind of consumer apps where you can get into meme coins with USD. I think Slingshot, like I said, is kind of winning in the crypto native side, but I do know Moonshot. I think, from what I understand, with my buddy who's kind of knows some people around that MoonPay. I don't know if you guys remember. Obviously, you're close with the ape. You guys are ape holders, so MoonPay is I think or they're related. MoonPay and Moonshot. So yeah, I don't know if you guys use those apps yet. I think you should try them out. If not, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great onboarding for normies for
Yeah.
sure. Um, Danksy, have you used that or not yet?
No, I think the only one I use is Moonshot, but that's just like a pump fun alternative.
Moonshot, you're talking about the one that's on chain. I'm talking about the app. They're two different things. They launched around the same time with the same name, but Moonshot is it's an app on like the App Store on where you can get directly with Apple Pay. You can buy meme coins. And then Slingshot's the same thing, but Slingshot has a few more added things like social media profile type thing and a couple different things.
No,
Just check them out. I get it with us when we have money on chain. It's like you're not putting more USD straight into meme coins, but definitely cool, something to understand. And yeah, because normies are gonna definitely be using that stuff.
there's probably like 50 of these, or like probably like 5 of these that are like they're trying to be like the Robin Hood of meme coins.
Yeah, I think it's just the idea is that you can just go straight from Apple Pay to meme coins without having to go with any of the other stuff, which I think is powerful. A lot of people don't want to have to buy ETH and send it to a wallet and all that different shit. But yeah.
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 All right. Well, another news. I was just looking at Trump, the team that they have on their World Liberty Financial. They slashed fundraise by 90% after lackluster sales, which means that they were not able to raise barely anything on this one, which is something interesting. I mean, what do you guys think? Oversupply, people are not interested in anything related to Trump anymore after so many different tokens and weird rocks, over the last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm down with
300
Trump
million.
tokens.
They're trying to raise 300 million is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I don't go into too much into it, but World Liberty Fi is just like a DeFi front end that you can find a million other places. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't advise anybody Like, unless if you're just want to support the Trump campaign, and if that's the case, then just give to the campaign. I think it really is just another way for them to like raise money type thing. Because I
Hmm.
mean, there's really nothing proprietary from World Liberty Fi, and then just like the token is going to be locked, for a soul bound or whatever, bound to the wallet for a while. Like you don't even know how long that's going to last. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's just a way. The only reason you use it is if you're like just trying to support Trump,
Yeah,
and you could just give straight to the campaign. So that's my
agree. Yeah. Then another news: Immutable X received a Wells notice from the SEC, apparently alleging security violations for their IMX token, Immutable X. So if you're a holder of Immutable X, I'm sure you've felt the pain. I don't have it. I used to hold it back in 2023, but I'm glad I don't. I probably think this is just smoke, and it's not gonna. Nothing really is gonna happen. But you guys see that? Are you guys holding Immutable X at the moment?
no, I'm not, and I didn't really read that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, most none of these violation security like whatever they're called Wells notices have resulted in like any anything crazy yet. So we'll see. I know a lot of the is it a do they get sued or is it just a Wells notice?
Just a Wells notice.
Okay, yeah, it's like intent to sue. I don't think any of them actually have gone through with any of them except XRP type
Yeah,
thing. So a lot of these different companies have the Wells notices and they haven't um, been
yeah, and
actually sued.
I
So
believe there's a KYC process for immutable eggs, or is there not? Where
no idea.
U.S. investors, unless accredited, I don't think they're able to participate on this.
I think I do hold some
Clearance.
NFTs on Immutable X. I think that Gary V book games thing is on Immutable X. I think I still hold a few on there, but I
Mhm.
think that's the only time I've really used it.
Yeah. Talking about games, Banek actually announced that they are invested, or they invested in Godzilla games off the grid, which
Yep.
is actually pretty good if you either hold the notes or you are interested in the Godzilla token coming up here. This is actually pretty good news. And then this one is for Danksy. Coinbase added Nero to perpetual future trading. Are you going to be massive 10x 20x leverage right now, Danksy, or you're
Nero.
staying
No,
slow?
I'm fading Nero. I missed the.
He
I got
sold it off.
owned on the wrong Nero, so I'm not. I'm fading.
I think
What's the
it's your
right
Nero
Nero?
that got listed though.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
I mean that was like dead. So like unless it's gonna. Is it this one?
This one. No, the other one's actually kind of has a revival.
Yeah, no,
Back, back
I
in
think I fitted
'91.
both. But
Good. Save yourself some money there. Who knows what's happening with Nero?
Yeah, I started a large position of this at 6 million, but I've sold most of it. I don't know. I'm just focusing more so on these coins that have been distributed with like real communities. I just like Nero's cool, but it's just still bundled fat, and I think there's still a lot of sell pressure on the way up, type of
Yeah.
thing. Where I don't know, I haven't really seen like a real community form around Nero. I think there's a lot. Maybe I just moved my money out of that into other stuff, but looking at this chart, it probably does move back to all time highs.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Even with the other Nero being bigger.
Yeah, you gotta understand when you enter bull markets. It first of all, it doesn't take that much money. It's 90 million, but it's really not that much money to take any of these coins back to all time highs. And when there's so much money flowing around, and I think we're into this bull market, yeah, you'll see a ton of shit that you wouldn't think go back to all time highs just go up. Doesn't mean they're gonna stay there, but yeah, that's usually how it works.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that one. We're crossing around 212 listeners. So ever since we announced the Biz giveaway, we have another 100 listeners. So if anyone wants to add anything to the pod, I'm sure more audience will show up here quickly. But just here in the news, actually, I'm looking at this one. Coinbase dropped the most in 2 years, and that's something that I'm holding that hurts a lot. Have you guys been tracking Coinbase stock?
Not the last few months, but I'll look at it right now.
You have seen it, but it's still. I don't think it's still a long term hold for me. So I'm not really worried about the position. I'd probably wait a little bit more for it to drop, but I don't know. I don't see it dropping anymore.
Yeah, this move since March looks super corrective. I think it's just tracking Bitcoin, right? So It's just it started correcting the same time Bitcoin did back in March. So I think in this coming bull market, Coinbase is just going to go crazy, right? Make all time highs base. So I mean coin. So yeah, I mean this is super corrective. Same kind of thing on the stock market and Bitcoin, but on the higher time frames. Looks exactly like something like ETH does right now on the higher time frames. So I do think Coinbase is going to make new all time highs next year.
All right.
Probably higher.
We're all hoping for that. I actually have a fairly sizable bag on Coinbase.
Yeah, this
So
looks
I
super
was,
nice. The last 6 months very corrective, and then of course the catalyst is just going to follow crypto to the upside, especially Bitcoin. So it's I think it's no brainer, all time highs as long as something doesn't come out of nowhere and just ruin the party.
yeah. Well, so now that we're in this one, what do you guys think of the premium that MicroStrategy trades on? Because I don't think that's going to last a long time, right? At the end of the day, I mean, their value proposition is issue debt and equity to buy more Bitcoin, right? Which is bullish as long as the price goes up. But I think right now the stock is, I mean, is up to 200% or something this year, something crazy, right?
Yeah, but I think
And yeah.
sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I was gonna say that I don't know how you guys think how long the premium versus Bitcoin just will actually last, right? Because I think Bitcoin is up 70% or something when you're factoring all the accumulation for the year, 70 something percent, whereas MicroStrategy is up 200%. So
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean it's because they have so much Bitcoin in their treasury, right? So I mean, if Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy is gonna follow, right? Maybe not as strong as it has already right now, but yeah, I mean, with an overall bullish conditions for the next year for what I think is gonna be the stock market, and then of course the Bitcoin part. You just got to look into what I think we're heading into. I think if we are going to go into this crypto bull phase, I think we're heading into. I think MicroStrategy is going to keep going crazy. So, how strong is it going to be? The premium to Bitcoin, I don't know, but I would bet that it's going to keep going higher next year.
When does the wheels fall off of MicroStrategy if they keep,
Never if
leasing?
Bitcoin makes a floor at like 200 or 100k.
No,
As long as Bitcoin doesn't draw down 80%, right? Like what's
that's
MicroStrategy's?
yeah.
It already did though,
entry?
right? Like he started buying in 2021. It went down
Well,
75.
that's
Yeah,
a
like
great
he's buying
question.
heavy now. He's buying heavy
Yeah.
now, right? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
If you
Yeah,
look at
it's
the
like
things,
42
I think
billion or something.
from what I read a few years ago, it's like he's not forced to, he's not forced to, it was like multiple years before he'd ever have to deal with the loans paying anything on it. And then there's something in there where like, I forgot, but yeah, I remember there was
So he,
rumors like a couple years ago when we were near the lows in 2022 that they were like, oh, that looks like they might be trying to, because he stepped away as CEO, like, oh, they might be trying to like, you know, go away from the Bitcoin thing, and then obviously Bitcoin went crazy, and that was debunked. So yeah, I don't know. I think a Bitcoin, I think he's not leveraged on the Bitcoin, like a very small percentage of it is. So it's not like it can go down to a certain price level, he's going to get liquidated. But
I
yeah,
mean,
eventually he'll have to
I
pay on the.
agree. I think they probably have when you mentioned right they're able to tap into debt for like almost 0% interest rates, right? So that as long as they're able to pay their interest payments or whatever is small payments towards the major debt is to be fine. But the truth is that they are really highly levered on Bitcoin, right? So there at some point, I mean, yes, you might have some upside here, but on the downside, it doesn't look very pretty. I mean, it can get very ugly for MicroStrategy if Bitcoin just decides to tank like 30 to 40% at some point, which I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it might, right?
Well, I mean,
So
30 to 40% from here, but again, if it goes up to 100k and then goes 30 to 40, they're fine. They're already
yeah,
so up. They have 9 billion in profits right now. They're fine, trust me. I think again, if they're not leveraged in the sense where if it goes to a certain price, they're liquidated. But of course, if Bitcoin went into a 5-year bear market, they would have to pay those loans and probably sell off Bitcoin. But would have to be years and years of Bitcoin not going up. But I mean, again, you got to put it into uh, you got to put it into perspective. They're up 9 billion right now. So
yeah,
even if
it's like
Bitcoin
it's like
were to go
low
down
risk
50%,
convertible debts.
if Bitcoin were to go down 50%, they're up 4. So I
Yeah.
think they're
And
all
I,
right.
and I believe the way they structure is like convertible debt, 4 to 7 year maturity or something like that. I was reading, so It's not like zero risk, but it's definitely very low risk. But still, what I was mentioning before is I think the stock is trading at a premium versus Bitcoin, right? Because if you consider MicroStrategy a Bitcoin company, shouldn't they be trading or relatively similar to what Bitcoin appreciation is doing, right? As I mentioned, I think Bitcoin's up 70%, MicroStrategy is up 200%. There's a premium there that people are putting on Michael Saylor being able to do something with Bitcoin, perhaps.
Or just
Uh,
Bitcoin going up, bro. Again, it's just like I think people are
Yeah.
discounting. A lot of these people are investing in MicroStrategy and stuff like that. Like they take what these BlackRock and these institutions say, and that's why a lot of people in crypto are just completely ignoring and the whole Sol versus ETH thing. Again, I think you should have Sol and ETH, but like people are Sol's taking over everything when they're like completely discounting the biggest institution in the world that really can do anything they want, has all the resources in the world, building on Ethereum and stuff like that. Same kind of thing here. BlackRock's all in with the Bitcoin thing. A lot of these people understand this and they see it from the institutional side and all that. And that's why I think that premium, it's all about flows. I think people are thinking, okay, Bitcoin's going to go up. So that's their kind of way to get exposure through MicroStrategy. So that's probably why it's trading at a premium.
Well,
But I mean,
they're
just to answer your
consistently.
question, I think it's tough to gauge these things. Like, shouldn't it be trading at a whatever? It's like these things aren't perfect. At the end of the day, it's all about flows, how much money's coming into it. A lot of the times, it does become efficient in the stock market, and it does get pretty close to all that. But it's hard. These
yeah.
things aren't perfect.
Well, pull up before Rhodes, you go. Pull up now the what people are interested. Pull up the MSTR chart on Dex Screener because I'm looking at that token, and it's pretty much like the DGen version. MSTR 2100.
That's
This is
funny.
the other. This is the other bet. I was looking at. I haven't. I don't have any, so I'm unbiased here. But I
Mhm.
was looking at this. I know a few people that I know that have been accumulating for a while. So, what
That's
do you
funny.
think
I
of
actually
this?
haven't seen this before, but yeah, no, I mean, it's a pretty healthy chart. It's had multiple what is this? This is like a 70 or 80% washout, and then it's still making all-time highs. Whenever you see something like this, and what I always knew this, but it's become so evident lately that I've been looking at a lot of the low cap stuff. The number one thing that determines something could be long term and not a scam or like a farm or anything is a washout. If it has an 80 or 90% washout and still has a community type of thing where people are still you can still tell there's still type of community, and then it's making all-time highs, that's a very good sign that there's something long-term could be forming. And I mean, it's at 40 million, looks
Yeah.
great. Obviously, if you're in down here, I would take some profits on the way up, but who knows, maybe this keeps going to 100 million.
Yeah, it actually moved up pretty fast. I mean, you had 10 days in between all-time highs and that 70 or 80% dump, right? Like around 10 to 12 days. And then from there, it's gone up 600%. So you've had time to accumulate this token if you wanted to. So
For sure.
I agree. It's a fairly healthy way to build it up. And I just like this whole narrative of like cult-based stocks, right? Like especially, I mean, look, the S&P 6900 is obviously the best one, right? But I think this one also will have a ton of legs, just because some people would like probably perhaps invest in MicroStrategy via uh, on chain versus buying it on brokerage. So
For
I
sure.
like it for sure. All right, so we pivot to something else. What else are we looking at? Majors, Solana, Ethereum, anything
Oh
there?
no, can you want to loop back around to MicroStrategy? I mean,
Okay.
is the play here just to short MicroStrategy, long Bitcoin, and have like a net exposure or net zero exposure?
I mean,
Short
yeah,
MicroStrategy, long Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I would just long both or just
I mean,
long
it seems
Bitcoin.
like MicroStrategy is tapping into like being one of those retail favored stocks, like Tesla, like GME, where their valuation isn't really their valuation isn't really based on financial data. It's more about the cult mentality, kind of
Yeah.
why there's a
But
premium.
if but if you think about what you just mentioned, right? If you shorted Tesla in 2020, you'd be wrecked, right? So it's one of those things that it's difficult to tell when things are in fundamentals and actual, fundamentals really kind of like fall together. So I wouldn't take that trade,
I
but
would not
I
take that
can
trade
see.
now, but maybe in like
It's
18
a boomer
months.
meme coin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe towards the end of the cycle when it's like very peak. I
You
think that's a good
brought up
idea.
some good points though about the cult dynamics. That's definitely part of it. I do
Oh,
think
dude, that
there's a lot
guy's
of
on like talk shows like every other week. Like any Bitcoin event, like to get him there is like the hypest thing for people.
yeah, he does do a lot of podcasts with like 200 viewers too, which is great. He's just an evangelist for Bitcoin, which I think is great. But I think there's some cult dynamics, but I do think there's a lot of institutional buyers as well that again buy into the whole Bitcoin strategy, and instead of buying the ETF or buying actual Bitcoin, they might be buying some micro strategy. So I think that's why it's going up so much. It's because it has the Bitcoin narrative, the stock market's doing well. They have the cult dynamics, and then people who want to get
It's
exposure via micro
it's like
strategy.
a
So I think
it's like
that's
a meme stock, right?
yeah,
In its
in a
own
It
way,
way.
yeah,
is.
for sure. It has meme stock dynamics, but as well as institutional buyers as well. So I think that's why it's just going crazy. But I think it was the best performing stock in the S&P 500 in the last however many months.
Yeah. Is there a Tesla token like on Next Trainer?
I mean, yeah,
Like,
there's been a
There's probably
bunch.
millions.
I remember one of the chats I was in. There was one someone posted at like 8K or 10K or something super low, and it went to like 1 million. But yeah, no, there's been a bunch of Tesla tokens.
but there's not any like particularly like doing well right now, right?
Yeah,
There's
not one
just
that's like survived.
yeah.
No.
Okay, that'd be interesting because they also have a ton of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, right? They had like 800 million or something like that, 870 million. So you're playing on this cultish kind of like stocks with some crypto exposure. I would imagine there should be a Tesla on
Yeah,
par with micro
I think what
strategy.
comes down to these communities is like there has to be like substance where like people are creating content, like there's an actual community, not just around an idea. Like Tesla sounds cool, but there'd have to be somebody that like
Yeah,
actually around it, and who knows if that's. I think communities are forming more around these internet culture ideas, and that's why you're not seeing like a Tesla meme coin, the more so like a Giga meme coin or all these like online type movement ideas.
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it'll happen.
Okay, I have a question for you, Bren. What do you think of what's going on with Ethereum? I know it's always the same question, but we seem to not be able to clear this. Whenever we pump, it just retraces fully. What's the deal there?
Again, it's just right now, it's just not moving up as much as the other two. But again, we're just in a consolidation / corrective period for both. So I mean, Sol has been moving up, but I mean, for me, eventually it's going to move up. It's just I just wouldn't sweat the short term. It's just I don't know. Maybe I think when these two do take off to the upside, Bitcoin and Sol, eventually ETH's going to. Now, why is it being held down? I don't know. I think there's just a lot of buy pressure on Sol in general, and then of just the Bitcoin ETF inflows, obviously. But I think that will start to shift towards the ETF inflows will start to go up. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's not that much there. I think like those other two reasons, Bitcoin, the narrative with the ETFs, and then Sol has a lot of buy pressure. I mean, there's a lot of other coins that aren't moving right now as well. I think it's just a matter of time. ETH will make its move up.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, here's a thesis for me that I can formulate around this. Ethereum, the reason why L2s were created is to be able to scale the actual the actual Ethereum, and so Ethereum actually sits on the blockchain sits on I guess underneath all these L2s, right? What if this is one scenario, and I'm not saying that this will be the only one. What if Ethereum actually becomes kind of like a stable coin to its L2s, right? I'm not saying it's going to stay in this range, but it doesn't really move up much. And then all the capital and all the talent and depth flows to the L2s. So I was looking at the other day on chain, and it just looks like there's more and more depths on Ethereum L2s, like Optimism, Arbitrum, etc. But perhaps that's what's happening. People are utilizing their capital, time, and efforts to invest in the L2s versus the actual chain.
well, first of all, there's nothing like in the L2 tokens that's like directly. I mean, people are staking them, but I mean, to answer your question, structurally, that's just not how it works. All of the L2s they pay back to the L1, and in the scenario, and then just ETH deflationary metrics and all that. Again, I'm not like a super expert on this, but I think structurally that's just not how it works. I think again, and then the ETH ETF and all that. If people are speculating that Ethereum as a whole, the L2s and ETH in general are going to do well, they're going to buy the underlying ETH asset. So I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I just don't see that happening again. I think people are judging a small period sliver of time and trying to extrapolate it to some like big ordeal. I think if you look back, the same thing happened on a smaller scale back in 2021, where
Mhm.
Bitcoin and whatever all the other coins were going crazy. ETH wasn't doing much. Everybody was flooding it, and then it just 4x'd in a couple months. So same kind of thing. I think if you just kind of look where BlackRock and all the institutions that have all the power to all the marketing, all the resources in the world are building, and that's Ethereum. But to answer your question, I think that structurally, just if the entire chain is doing well, there's a bunch of people using the L2s, it's going to pay back to the layer one, and therefore the token will go up.
Yeah. I mean, since it's been on this range for 3 months since August, right? So it's been like kind of like accumulating in this range for a while. So
Yeah, and if the other two do go up, I think ETH just goes up from here. But then obviously, if there was some type of reversal on these highs on Bitcoin, then we could see that final low in the channel for ETH. So I
okay,
think more likely you probably have seen the bottom, but we'll see what happens.
sounds good. Let's pull up Solana because I don't know if you guys were reading that Pump the Fund kind of like foundation keeps like dumping Solana when we get too close to like reaching higher highs. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Have you guys heard that? Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen how much they've
Yeah,
made.
they're buying ETH. They're
They
buying
made like 100 million already or something. So I mean, of course they're going to take some profits. I would make too much of it. But yeah, I mean, I forgot what the number is. My friend sent it to me, but they're making over $1 million a day in fees. So
That's
not
nuts.
surprising to see them take some profits.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Pop.Fun is such a good product. Like they moved from having to cost like zero point 0.2 Sol to having it be free now, so even less friction, even more shit coins.
So wait, what are the fees then? Sorry, I just don't even use Pump Fund. What is it?
Instead of zero point 0.2, they just like take some amount when it gets bonded.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So
So
they're only getting paid on the ones that bond.
yeah, that's their.
Interesting.
They just moved it so instead of you paying up front, you get it just takes off the top when it gets to radium.
That's another stat too. I don't know if you guys have seen the amount of coins that graduate or get bonded. It's like 1% of all coins or something,
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2%, I think.
which
But
is insane. So it's like
there's
the other
just
two
so much
percent.
volume on Pump Fund. Like there's
Yeah,
so many coins being made.
the other 1%. That means if you aren't like really precise in getting out, they're just so easy to lose money.
And then like it instantly gets cheated out when it hits radium.
Yeah, I wasn't really like I wasn't really like too much on the low cap stuff, and when I wasn't really looking on chain too much, but I've just connected with people recently who who are more into the on chain stuff and who run stuff through bots that have them run coins through bots and stuff, and like it's eye opening, especially the pump funds, like how many people are coming on and just literally doing it and coming on with the intention just to rug it within like when it goes to like 30-40K. We even had a guy in the Telegram the other day on our VC. We were randomly having a stream that I do. Boss Man calls. We do the VCs like I try to do them like 5 times a week now, but some guy came in randomly and was telling us how he's a pump fund rugger, and we didn't believe him. He pulls up his screen and shows us his pump fund account and like all the rugs he's doing, and uh like his bank account, how he's made like a couple 100K, and we were just all asking him questions and stuff, which is insane. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's just a lot of people on there going on there just to rug and farm real quickly, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I wanted to jump in and talk about, of course, the new meta. I guess there's a bunch of different metas, but before we get into the highest volume tokens here on chain, which are meme coins, I wanted to kind of like give Rhodes the opportunity to talk about NFTs. I know there's a bunch of projects
So
coming up on chain. So we perhaps see what's going on over there before we move on to meme coins. I think that would
yeah,
be
go for it.
interesting.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Rhodes, take it
so
on.
I mean, the meta still holds with being in the range of meme token related NFT projects, right? Those are the ones that are continuing to show the most strength. So Milady's at the top at the moment. Sprotos, Project Aeon, Dr. Emilio, et cetera, they are absolutely running the table for the most part right now. They're seeing a bit of a rebound in those pockets outside of what we've seen with the majors, to the extent that like Magic Eden already has like a meme NFTs category on their page, and so it's really kind of caught
How do we
hold.
get to that?
If you go, and it doesn't always show up, like Magic Eden, and then go look at, I have it filtered already.
Here.
Maybe under, just click on Ethereum.
Is
No,
Magic Eden still
show at
the
the
number
top.
one volume marketplace right now, or which marketplace is actually leading the NFT trades, Rhodes?
Blur. Blur continues to lead the way. OpenSea second. Magic Eden is still a small share. It's just the best place to look at NFT activity, to look at charts, to see Bitcoin, even Ape Chain on there. Like it's such a amazing platform, but all of the activity continues to run on Blur to the tune of volume by platform. You're looking at about 50% of the activity is on Blur, and OpenSea is running about 40%. And then between that, you get like a little X2Y2, and I was actually above Magic Eden here on the last day. Now, if you look at daily buyers, it's a little bit different. 4% for Magic Eden. Blur is about 33%, and OpenSea 60%. So OpenSea is where the majority of NFTs are sold, but the volume, because of the larger NFTs, are moved on Blur still. But Magic Eden, like I said, it's an outstanding place still for looking at NFTs. Like I said, they are evolving at least the way we look at NFTs, etc. But you have to be in this state now, looking at multiple platforms to make sure you find the best price kind of idea. And I'm not sure why you don't get that. Thanks to
Magic Eden not aggregate price anymore.
They will have listings from other platforms as well. Yeah.
But you say we should still price check, like there'll be better ones on different one. Like, is it mostly Blur that you'll
offers, etc.? I would look at on Blur. I don't know. It's just in the habit of doing that. So like, if you find a collection where you're looking at, I would be flipping through all the major platforms just to be sure what you see, right?
Okay.
But like, yeah, you can definitely. There's some aggregation that goes on there, but like, I still like to go check Blur, see what's there on the listings, etc. But overall, Magic Eden is such a outstanding place for looking at NFTs. Like I said, when you get there, hit Ethereum, Danksy, and then you hit there is a meme coin filter. I think that's pretty new, so maybe you have to refresh your page altogether or something like that. But it has 6 collections at the moment listed in those categories, even though there's a little bit more that I think trail off beyond that. And
so
then
that was a meme coin category you just had up?
Yeah.
And it said CryptoPunks is in there?
No.
No, I can't get it.
Okay. I thought it was the one you had up earlier.
No, I don't have the Magic Eden Prime like Rhodes.
Yo, what's up, Yoni?
What's good, boys?
Yoni, happy Friday, man.
What up, gang? How are we?
Great.
Oh, we're doing good, man. We are looking at NFTs. Looks like Sprotos are coming back a little bit, which is good for you guys. It's PFP, right?
Yeah, thank God. Bren snagged another like 2, I think, while they dipped, right?
Yeah, I got 3 now. Yeah.
Bren is a value buyer. He always
I know.
knows when to buy. It's just like he has that market pulse, you know.
I know. He's a consumer too, big time consumer.
He's like the Warren Buffett of NFTs.
Yeah.
No, I just have a swing trade mentality. I just try to put the same thing with the coins as I do with this. That's why I just started buying now when I feel like it's a good time.
All right,
Nice.
I'm gonna make a coffee. You boys tell me when it's meme time.
All right, brother.
That's good. Yeah, specifically when there is the meta of meme NFTs at the moment, like you're going to get the volume there, and you're going to be able to swing trade a little easier NFTs because they're much less liquid. You have to be aware of kind of some of the challenges there. I don't know what this bear chain NFTs is. There's some like ridiculous values on some of these here as well.
I think I have a little bit on that Barachain. They're gonna start this thing called the meme chain, with Bitcoin ticker Bitcoin, uh, being the gas token.
Okay.
And Barachain is actually like getting a lot of traction. I remember when they had Token 2049, people were raving about like the parties and stuff they were throwing. Just they have like a lot of resources, and I think they're pretty new, like the last year or two. But I mean, just in the partnerships and stuff they have, especially maybe this meme coin thing. I think that's why people are buying the NFTs because there's a lot of hype around Barachain in general. And these kind of being probably like the genesis, like the board apes of like the Barachain thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thoughts, but.
Yeah,
Crazy.
no, it's super interesting what they're building.
Ticker Bitcoin get like nuked.
Yeah, some idiot sold 3 million into one clip.
Everyone was trying to FUD and say that's what happens when Murad starts exiting.
Yeah, if Murad was an idiot and sold 3 million in one clip, yeah, that probably would happen.
What do you mean? I feel like if you're trying to like leave and take profit, why don't you just nuke it? You're just like, you just send it.
No, I mean he's I don't know. I think he's smart. He would clip out. But the other way,
that thing dipped to like 105 or like 110 million for a second.
Yeah, it got eaten up quick though.
Quick. I snagged some right when I saw it, when I was able to look at the chart, and it was already back at 220 when I grabbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Literally,
it
bounced harder than like any meme I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is gnarly.
Well, coming back to NFTs just for a few moments, Rhodes, looks like Ethereum volume on NFT trading is still like double what Solana and Bitcoin is. I think I was looking at 3.4 million for the last 24 hours versus 1.5 for both Solana and Bitcoin NFTs. So obviously it tells you that Ethereum NFTs are still the leaders. Any thoughts on price for the top collections on on ETH NFTs, Rhodes?
In terms of whether or not they're a value right now, or where they're
How are they
going, or
performing currently? Because I haven't really been tracking much. I know punks were down a little bit, but yeah, I've just been tracking some of them, but I want to make sure that I'm still within the range of not adding, because I really wanted to look at a few after our last session last week.
yeah, I don't think they've pulled back into any kind of value range. I was looking at several collections here, and they're all kind of like in between previous kind of consolidation range lows and the upper highs that they had. So it's a bit of an awkward spot. I expect that they can go lower, and so that's kind of what I'm looking at here for buy range. If you look at it, over the 30 days, there's a lot of collections are reasonably. It's mixed actually. Some up, some down, kind of thing. But last week, day, etc., you're going to get this kind of pull retracement. And if we're looking at Ethereum, and it's so hard to read Ethereum, it's hard to read how that's going to impact NFT price action. But if you're looking at Ethereum in some kind of rally coming post-election, then what I would be looking at is potentially loading up on Ethereum now and looking for NFT collections to pick up once they reprice USD wise. And so then you can kind of play that arbitrage a bit there and get them a little bit cheaper, because like I said, they're both mid-range between the consolidation range. So you expect that they would pull back to these consolidation prices if Ethereum is rallying. Mm-hmm. And then that's where you jump in at those kind of previous kind of range floors. So that's where I would look at it and expect, outside of any announcements from collections, etc. But there's not a lot of significant activity going on the majors other than the meme cycle kind of NFTs. So
I like that thesis. I think the thing I'm trying to understand is like Bitcoin has come out like significantly in the last 2 weeks, whereas Bitcoin NFTs are actually down. So I wonder if, hopefully your ETH NFT and ETH price thesis actually plays out for the sake of our backs. But Bitcoin NFTs seems to be actually lagging Bitcoin itself. Have you taken a look at Bitcoin NFTs lately or not?
You talking ordinals?
Yeah, like Node Monkeys, Puppets, etc. they just seem to be kind of like stuck in that range, whereas Bitcoin itself is actually going up. So you would wonder if they would move together or not.
They have tended to move with Bitcoin. So when we see some energy towards Bitcoin, they move with. I'm wondering if because it was such a pretty kind of ferocious kind of move up there with Bitcoin that's why
Mhm.
there's still a bit of lag. I think what it was is ordinals when Bitcoin was in this range, and anytime you've seen Bitcoin show some positivity, ordinals would go up with it because hey, Bitcoin's not dying, and then kind of that kind of scenario. I think once you get back up into all times high and it continues up, I would expect ordinals to start to follow suit in that respect. But Ethereum NFTs haven't traded with Ethereum for um, a long time. So meaning that when Ethereum rallies up, they're rallying up too. They've really kind of repriced USD for the most part, whereas Bitcoin ordinals have shown the tendency to trade with Bitcoin and kind of rally a bit with Bitcoin. So I would still look at that. I mean, I think it's a little bit more high risk in the sense that if you're banking on ordinals to go up with Bitcoin at the same time, because it hasn't recently, then I would be a little bit more hesitant. But they have tended to do that, right? So there's still that potential for them to do that. And I think once we break all time high and we're not moving like at a pretty large pace there for Bitcoin, I think they should kind of start to pull in with it. So
Yeah.
I think that answers your question there.
No, it does definitely. All right, I think that covers that pretty much. Unless you guys have any other questions.
Yeah, let me just. I think what's positive for like Pudgies, Bored Apes, CryptoPunks. I think I think Rhodes kind of touched on it. I think a positive sign that there will be some type of move up soon is that all these older collections have been consolidating for 6 months. Between what is it for apes, like between 9 and 12, whatever that's 10 and 12. And whenever you're looking for some type of major reversals on crypto, NFTs, stocks, doesn't matter what it is, number one thing that marks any top or bottom almost always is consolidation. So the fact that these communities are still around, been consolidating for 6 months, they were dropping for a long time, from 100 ETH all the way down to where they're at now. But the fact they've been consolidating for multiple months now, heading into a crypto bull run, I think what's going to end up happening is these apes, Pudgies, all that are going to go up. But ETH going up is going to put some headwinds on it. So if ETH is going sideways, these NFTs might go up 5 or 10x, but they might go up 3 to 4 now because of the headwinds from ETH. But I'm still I'm still buying the thesis that the meme coin NFTs, there's going to be so much demand and so much hype and whatever, it's going to outpace ETH going up. And I still think those are going to go to 10s, 20, 50, however much ETH. But I would say just based on chart again, which is kind of where my edge lies, I do think the apes, Pudgies, the older meme coins, or I'm sorry, the older NFTs from last cycle look very good on the charts. And for that reason, I think we'll move up next year.
Yeah, that's a great thesis.
Yeah.
All right, we crossed 320 active listeners, which is great. I think it's good to do perhaps a room reset, Tanksy, just to talk about our both of our groups, and from there we can pass it on to Johnny to be the highlight of memes. But let's do a room
No, we
reset
could
first.
share it.
Yeah, for sure. Bren and Yoni. Yoni's not part of it, but Bren has a channel with Bossman on Telegram.
Yep.
Bossman, we still have to get him on the spaces, just have to coordinate the time.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually.
But Bossman, more of the trenches guy, float cap meme coins. They're making calls there, and then Bren, um, more on the macro side, doing a lot of analysis on the more distributed meme coins, probably around like what plus 100 mil market cap. I think that's your sweet spot, right?
Yeah, like they're a little. Most of them are up now, but yeah, like 50 to 100 or plus.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're making some calls there every day, providing some insights, and then Bridgely Labs, Rotes, and Furloco, and myself do these spaces like 4 times a week now. We do a lot of these spaces now, the streamed ones. But we have an NFT collection, 1,000 PFP, the B3L Beast, and then we also have a Telegram that we post our calls into. Um, just hit like a what 25x yesterday from Furloco in the trenches.
There you go.
But yeah, we've been doing a lot of meme coin trading, and then also accumulating some long term holds in some major and some alts. Just this market and just waiting for the next leg. So those are the two groups.
And then I'll do
I can post
Yoni's
the
intro, by
links.
the way. This is Yoni. This is him and I connected a couple months ago, but we've grown super close, working very closely together. Definitely give him a follow. His crypto Twitter we just made a couple weeks ago, but he's a artist in the music industry, and I won't go into too much detail right now. But we have a lot of things cooking that I think will shine a lot of light on crypto and the meme coin super cycle in a big way. So definitely shoot him a follow. Super
Thanks, man.
smart guy. He's definitely in the trenches. More particularly the last few weeks, learned a lot from him doing that. So definitely shoot him a follow as well.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bren.
But what do we want to move on to? The meme coins?
Oh yeah, I want to talk about meme coins and particularly Retardio because
That's
I was
exactly what I wanted to talk about.
yes, let's do it. I was following that one and I just have to say I missed it again. Fuck. But anyways,
Thanks,
just
you
tell
wanna-
me about it. Yeah.
Thanks. Do you want to grab the screen? Or unless Yanni's grabbing.
I can grab for now. Yeah, let me put it up.
Retardio, a 28% move today, near all-time highs.
Retardio is such an obvious cult. Like it's gonna go stupid.
So good.
It's only 163 still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you look at the
All-time
charts. Like look at
all-time
those
highs, I
huge.
think it wicked to like 200 quick, right? Something like that.
Yeah, look at those huge washouts, and they just it keeps going up. That's so bullish.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the Murat tokens, right? I just think it has been lagging compared to its counterparts. I think FWOG or FWOG is hitting all-time highs after all-time highs. Same for Giga
Right.
Chat. But I think this one, Retardio, is the one that had to catch up and looks like it's on its way.
Yeah, it's
Oh
obvious.
my God. Giga did a 33% move overnight.
Yeah, it's
Hell
insane.
yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
Let's go.
I hold Giga. That's one of the three that I hold.
Me
Giga
too.
Popcat, and then FWOG. Those are my plays. And
Incredible
I'm still
big
play.
waiting
on-
for a good entry on SPX 6900, but I just can't find it.
When'd you get in on FOG? What was your entry?
I think we first talked about it. I had a very small position at 75 million market cap, right?
Okay,
So
epic.
I'm about I like 4x, a little bit, 3.5x, something like that. Yeah,
Epic.
it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's nice, dude. You've been big on PopCap for a while.
Yeah.
For like
Podcast I've been since like I think it was like 400 million market cap,
Nice.
like heavy. And I've just been holding, man. I just think this has so much further to go, but
yeah,
I'm biased. I'm very biased.
I agree. I agree, though.
I agree. We could also look at Michi. I mean, Michi is one that's not on Murad's list. Like, I know he's kind of extended like an extended list for it or whatever. It's more or less on Ansem's list, but Michi has been performing. I carry Michi, and it's been performing as well as any of the Murad coins, it seems like, recently. That's maybe one that we could look at outside of Murad's top 10 that feels like it just keeps pumping.
Yeah, Michi's that one's that shit's gonna go up 5 billion, 2 to 5 billion up easily in a meme coin super cycle, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
That's
used
the
to have
right
a big bag of Michi back in the day, but I switched most to Popcat just because I know this is a beta to Popcat.
Yeah, you wanted to go with the first mover, like the biggest copy.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I mean, I still hold some, but very little. But I agree. I think they have a fairly big cultist community, and hopefully they're able to push it much higher for those holding. So, yeah.
It's really so much more stable trading the mid high caps. Like I can't stress it enough. I've been in the trenches. Like I hit like maybe 2 weeks ago, like a 30 or 40x. Yesterday I hit like 9 or 10x's. But even while doing that, like entries super low, like really trench stuff, 30, 40, like sub 80K entries. But I've lost so much. And if I would have just been, and it's really just out of like exploration, wanting to really get good and understand like what the best method to trade the trenches are. But it is so much more rewarding and it's so much better. I can't stress it enough to trade mid and high caps. I feel like if anyone is in this space and is not used to trading the trenches, or doesn't have like a big bankroll where he could really like lose until he wins, you're really better off trading the mid high cap stuff that has a history, stuff that has enough liquid in it. People are so surprised. They look at that high market cap and they think, oh, it's too late for me to get an entry. But I feel like that's the biggest sucker thing to do, because if I would have had that, I've had that mind state just a little bit on the trenches, and I've seen things at the, like Ponky, for example, is a perfect example. I was looking at it around like 160 or 170, kind of talking myself out of a buy, even though the chart looked good, it looked sendy, it was far from all-time highs, and I faded it because I was like, you know what, I only have like 10 or 15 bands in this thing. I don't want to put it in Ponky. It's moving too much. I want to try and find something with more upside. Put it in something that I thought would have more upside. Ponky already doubled, and it still looks like it's going to climb, while me trying to get upside in the trenches has just kind of been cutting me up. So I just thought it was like a good example to show how you can get X's in these mid-high market caps that are way more stable, you know?
100%.
Absolutely, bro. That was a great point. Yeah, I think just to touch off that, I think if anybody's, I get this question more than anything right now, like, oh, I only have $1,000, I have $100, I have $200. Should I be trading these high cap coins, or should I be go in the trenches? And I give people the same advice that take 80% of what you're gonna put into memes, put it in these high cap coins. Again, these high cap coins have a ton of upside going into next year, regardless. But 80% in that, 70 to 80% in that, and then with the rest of your money, play with the trench stuff, low cap stuff if that's what you like to do. But like, I think a lot of people are going to miss out on the obvious 10, 50, 100x gains on some of these like already higher cap coins by trying to chase the low cap stuff and either lose everything or not make any money. So that's what I caution. If you're wondering right now, again, put 70, 80% of that money into the higher mid cap stuff, then play with the 20%. That's my advice.
Yeah, no, I like Punky too. The fun fact is, this was called in our Discord in December. I think it was Christmas Day, 24th or 25th, 2023. We called this thing at like 3 to 4 million market cap, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. I remember. I mean, we still have it in our Discord records. And I held it all the way to 60 million, sold most of it,
Nice.
and then kind of
Trade.
like never really looked back, right? So I feel like stupid. I should definitely have left a moon bag, because this thing like went bananas. But it has these multiple corrections that if you look at them on those three first waves, from like January 2024 to April, those are like 60% plus corrections or
Yep.
70% corrections. And so, holding through that for so many months is not easy, right? So it's one of those
Right.
Yeah,
things that it's
for
like,
sure, man. You
yeah.
got that 20x off it. That's fire, though.
Yeah, it was a small bag, but yeah, that was one of my, because back in the day there were not that many that Pump That Fun wasn't around. I mean, you guys remember the late 2023 meme coin? It was just being glued to the deck screener, right?
Right.
That was it. And then
It
what
was
was
like
it trending
whiff
on?
days, right?
Yeah, Phantom was no, well, not Phantom. Sorry, Photon was not even in. So I was trading on Bird Eye back
Yeah.
then.
Bird eye.
Jesus, Bird Eye
Yeah.
was so expensive actually. But
Yeah.
Bird Eye and Deck Screener, and if you would just pay attention for a few hours during the evening Pacific time, you would literally land a 4 to 5x overnight. It was so easy. But now there's just so much competition, and it's really very difficult to keep your bankroll healthy if you're just like betting on 20,000 pumped up fun tokens every day.
Right.
So for sure.
Damn.
But yeah, any other tokens you guys are looking at? Are you, Johnny? Are you holding any AI tokens, Goat or any of those?
I missed Goat, which I was so pissed on. Loose, I mean, Loose isn't an AI token, but I saw Loose went crazy and then took kind of like a hard dip back. Um, it seems like um, I've never seen coins pump so hard, so quick now recently, and then have these like we see it on Mudang, we saw it on Goat. Didn't have such a strong pullback, but we saw it on some of these coins where there's so much volume coming into these coins. Can anyone kind of explain that to me, even as almost like more of a newcomer compared to the rest of you guys? Like, it seems like there's so much volume coming into these coins that are just launched. Most of the time that volume doesn't stay, and so much of it is dipping, almost like getting rotated almost immediately. What do you guys think about that? Like, for example, going to nearly a billion within, what was it, like a week? Like, that seems like an extended amount of volume. Do you think that's like attributed to the fact that it's an AI coin, and so people are like there's like a separate pool of money that's like investing in it, that believes in it, or do you think it's like the same buyers that are providing that liquid and that volume?
I would say it's like the same kind of however much money has been in the space for a long time with very few like people entering, like new people. But to
Right.
answer your question, I think the reason why Goat exploded so hard, and same kind of thing with Moondang, is because of how big the narrative was. The whole AI meme coin thing. Most of these coins are going to go to zero, but like the concept is here to stay, and I think it's like revolutionary and like not revolutionary, but like super innovative and like super huge. So that's obviously Goat's like the first mover. So that's why there's so much capital in it. We've seen this kind of over the last couple of years. There'll be like there was a coin called Grok. I remember
Yeah.
Elon Musk made the Grok AI. And there was a coin around that like kept going for weeks. So you'll get these coins that have a lot of capital in them at one time because of the narrative was so big. Same thing with Moodang. It was such a big world event, right? So much capital pumped into it. But as soon as that kind of died down, we got that huge crash. But the fact that now it's kind of looks like it's kind of surviving is a good sign for its long term thing.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
they
to
had
answer
a
your question, I think it's
contact in
based
mind.
around these big world events that kind of or big events that kind of push a lot.
Yeah,
Of
but another an AI coin you asked that I grabbed and I called super early is Project 89. You
Yep.
guys can look at it. I'm not sure when did I call that, Bren? I think I called that around like, I don't know, maybe a few million, like 1 or 2
Yeah, if
million
you
or
look at
something
the
like that.
chart, I could probably tell you. Let's see.
This one is another sleeper that I really like. I feel like people aren't looking on it. It's just been steadily gaining a great a great project. They've been working on it for like 2 years, I heard.
Is this the right one?
Project 89. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Where's the market cap at? Like around 18, like between 14 and
yeah,
18 million.
17.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think you got in around like that first pullback, like 25th.
Yeah.
Are you still holding
Um,
it?
I held just a few. I sold a little bit too early because I didn't really know what it was and didn't like do enough research until after where I got the scoop. I only
Yeah.
have like 100,000 tokens or something like that now. I sold the majority of it. I got in really early, but I do recommend. I might wait for a dip and get back in because I hear nothing but good things about this project. And then if you even look at their site or look at some of the content they're putting out, it's like really high quality stuff. And it seems like they really got a backbone. So I would peep that project if you want like some AI exposure with some stuff that maybe hasn't gone ballistic yet, but has like notoriety in it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it's gonna be tough to with so many AI agents coming to
Right.
crypto to really like differentiate and understand what a coin is launched by a human versus an AI agent, right? So it's just going to be it's going to require a lot of work, and I think that's why you're also seeing a lot of value, as you mentioned, Johnny, back to the kind of like older tokens that resemble some sort of like community and humanity, right? Because at
Right.
the end of the day, you never know if these things are being created and spun up by bots every 24 hours, right? So just looping back to the Lucy or Luz whatever token, was that launched by an actual institution or some sort of cabal? Because I really, when I saw that on my deck screen, it was already at 20 million. And then
Yeah.
I just followed it all the way up to 80 and then now
Yeah, I
back at
know.
40.
Me too. I saw it at
So,
like 25 and then just followed it all the way to 100.
was it a pump that fun token or not?
I'm not sure, Brent. Do you know? It
Loose?
didn't
No,
move
I
like
don't know.
fun.
I assume it
This
is. I
one?
think
It is a
most.
pump fund token.
No, that's
It is?
Lucci. Little
Wow.
loose. Luce.
Yeah.
But I think most of them are nowadays, man. Like the vast majority. But that's a good question. I'm not sure.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is
the
a
whole
pump
thing
fund
around this
token.
is again, it's like the whole Vatican, like whatever thing. So I'm wondering again, there was a lot of consolidation. Like, go to the top left, like where it first made that wick at the you see at the left. What day was that? And go over a little bit more. How many days to the right? I'm sorry, to the right. So it was like, yeah, a whole day of consolidation. To me, we'll see if this one survives, right? We'll see if there's real community behind it and it's going to survive. This is its real test right here, because this was a Halloween themed thing. So we'll see if there's a real community that builds around it here. What I would look for is, again, maybe a little bit more downside and then some consolidation for maybe like a week to confirm a bottom. And then if it has a resurgence there, we know there's a real community behind it. That's what I would say.
Epic. Another coin that I've been looking at, a little bit of contradiction, is Toro Inu. Um, the meme and my thesis on it, without knowing shit about the community, I love. It's like a Sony gaming character, like a Japanese Sony gaming character. The
Yeah.
memes, like they just seem like perfectly memeable. If gaming has a run, it feels like maybe this could be like a first mover in the space. The bit of contradiction with it is like I don't want to name names, but there are a few callers in the space who have called this that like notoriously have maybe like called and held supply of other projects or like have been big callers for other projects that haven't necessarily done so well now. That's kind of what makes this buy a little bit tricky for me. But the thesis on it and everything else I really like. And if you open up the chart, it like has been surprising me a little bit on how it's just kind of like been pushing these new highs and then like kind of consolidating, creating this base around like 10 million. I got in around 6 and honestly sold like half my supply, a little bit more than half because I kind of scared myself with who was involved, but it looks like it's been holding. I don't know. I'm keeping a little supply. It might be worth for everyone else to just kind of keep on their watch list also. But it seems like it's holding around 12 million now, pretty solid. What do you think of the chart, Bren?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty clean or pretty healthy, right? Like it'll have these big moves up, and then every few days, like a pullback or correction keeps moving up. Every time it does that, I think supply is being distributed. So, I mean, it looks good, but I will say it's been consolidating for like a day now. So, we need it to clear this high, or else it could form some type of like
Move down.
bigger move
Right.
down. But yeah, if it clears this high, I think it's gonna probably keep going up. So yeah, I mean, the chart looks healthy
Just maybe something worth keeping on everyone's little watch list or like maybe looking a little bit deeper into.
for sure. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think anything else. Yeah, I mean, I think the last few weeks,
Doge.
as the AI thing's been going up, we're seeing a lot of the like coins I've been talking about for a while, Bitcoin, Giga, SPX, kind of pulling back. I still think right now a lot of those are in 40, 50, 60% corrections. I think that's easy money. I would be focusing a lot on that. If you don't have your bags packed, I would focus on buying some of those SPX, Gigas, all those that are. I think
Where's
SPX is
SPX
out of the
at right
correction,
now?
but
770 or something like that, 740.
yeah, I think SPX actually up, but Bitcoin stuff like that, that's not at all time highs.
Yeah,
Actually,
take a Bitcoin. I think is a good buy right now. Like I got in yesterday, it dropped. I think about like 9 or 10 million cents. So it just seems like a decent buy point.
for sure.
Because the same thing happened with SPX. Like,
I think Ticker Bitcoin's gonna drop a little bit more though. It's probably gonna hit like that 170 range.
yeah, you might be right. I might
Good.
have jumped the gun a bit. But what happened with SPX is I remember me and Bren were watching it at 200, waiting for a bit of a pullback. It pulled back like 15 or 20%. But we thought it was going to have a bigger pullback. And then I'm not sure whether it was a day or two later, it went to like 600 million. And I had to wait so long for an entry. And then my next entry was like 585 or something like that. The next, dip that I saw uh, was worth it. And then it pumped again. So I think it's like, sometimes it's tricky. It's like, yeah, I would guess the same as you that it wants to go like into that 185 range, still into like those lower lows and then bounce. But it's kind of tricky because maybe better time in rather than time out because some of these do go the other way. Like SPX, I thought there was no way it was going to be able to pump that hard, and it pumped hard and fast on us, and we couldn't find an entry for another 300 million.
Yeah.
So it might be like a delicate balance, but I would say you're right, probably more than not that it keeps dipping a little bit.
Damn. Did Furloco fall off?
Yeah, he had to
Oh.
dip to another meeting. Also, we're giving away a beast, so people gotta start commenting so I can start picking some people.
So what? Yeah, tell them what they need to do then.
They just gotta put some crazy creative comments in the chat.
Yeah, put something that's gonna make Danksy like laugh or just something.
Cry.
Nope,
or
not
something.
hateful, but just something.
Laugh
Actually,
and
yeah,
cry
I
and
think you should
laugh.
roast him. Actually, the
Yeah.
person that cooks his shit the hardest gets
In the chat, in the stream chat, and we'll pick someone.
just cook Danksy, yeah, and then we'll choose the best.
Yeah.
Comment. No, I think I don't know what else.
So what am I buying here? I got 2 sold to Ape and something. What am I buying here? From all the ones you just talked about, Popcat. I feel like Popcat's running though.
Yeah, Popcat's running. I think probably Bitcoin, a ticker Bitcoin, or like
Sold though. Has to be sold.
oh Sol.
I think Ticker Bitcoin. You gotta
Harambe
wait.
for sure.
Yeah,
What?
Harambe took a little pullback and has been sitting around like 30 for a little bit now, 30, 31.
Harambe's when it breaks that consolidation high, it's just gonna go fucking stupid.
Oh,
Go
man.
to the 4 hour or daily, yeah.
This is a nice chart.
Yeah, for sure, man. Big ass corrective consolidation for 6 months, similar to what Mog did before it just exploded last year. So yeah, I think it's inevitable. Just makes perfect sense. It's been distributed for 7-8 months. It's Harambe, one of the most famous memes ever. A lot of influential crypto accounts kind of promoting it without being paid for it. It's just checks all the boxes.
Should I wait for like 25 mil?
Nah, you're chasing fucking pennies in front of a steamroller, dude, doing that. You're literally
Uh,
missing like you're gonna potentially miss out on like a 30, 50x gain if it goes to like a billion, trying to chase like 10%. So I wouldn't do it.
Let me buy some real quick.
Also, mini is a decent entry. I mean, I remember I saw it pump to like 80 million or so, and it stuck for like a day or two or something like that. Now it's back, looked like a 50% correction or so, 48 million. It's on Mirage list. It's a decent one to look at too.
Yeah, you're right. Mini does look corrective, and it's still coming out of its bigger correction from October. So yeah, that's a
Exactly.
good one. I like Dolan right now too. Dolan, it's in a really nice corrective channel on the lower time frames. Could go a little bit lower, but that's another one I think is going to go.
Dolan, this one,
Dolan,
shrimp,
Dolan.
Dolan.
Yeah, Dolan, without a D. Sorry.
The duck
Yeah,
Oh.
Dolan Duck. That
at 35.
it actually started the whole it started the whole like that art style. I don't know what to call it. They have a name for it that's not
The
I'm not gonna say.
Spoderman art style.
Yeah, I think crypto has another name for it, but it's the one that Bowden and all that is at. This guy, Doctor, I forgot what his name is. He's in the Dolan Telegram, but he's the one who created the art style, and then Bowden and them kind of went after. But yeah, it was consolidating for a long time, and then Luke Belmar kind of, I think he's like the CTO lead now, actually, like in the Telegram. He's really big, so that's kind of why it's getting a lot of move up. But I think it's going to keep going higher, probably 100 million plus.
I'm gonna wait on aping on this one. I aped Harambe already.
Yeah, Harambe's a nice, comfy asshole. Just don't even look at that for like 3 months. It'll be
You don't
up.
like stare down your coin, your wallet.
Nah.
That's my
I've been
favorite thing to
accumulating
do.
a lot of these, bro, for 5-6 months, dude. A lot of them are already 5-10x profit, but like the Harambe's that haven't moved yet, bro. I've been buying for 5-6 months. You think I'm gonna get impatient now? But no, for real, Harambe, no brainer right now. So many Trump coins that come out every day. I think Trump is gonna be the obvious winner as far as
I feel like
ROI
if you're gonna
goes.
play elections, you just do Polymarket.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably the easy best bet. I'm surprised there hasn't been any like Polymarket's been kind of boring, dude. There's not a lot of good shit.
Dude,
Like the
I'm
elections.
in the popular
Telegram.
vote now.
What?
The popular vote bet. No.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Lock in bounced. Well,
Really? Go to it.
yeah, I
Lock
mean,
in
like
another one.
it didn't even take a big dip. Honestly, it held against the dip well, and then like whatever dip it did had, it ate it quick. I think it did a dip to like where it got like 46 or something like that.
Yeah, this is definitely corrective. It could always make another low, but yeah, no, it's gonna go up soon too. Lock-in's
This
another
one?
one. Yeah, lock-in's another
Should
easy
I
one.
ape
I
this
think.
one for sure?
Yeah, I think that's going to a billion.
Yeah,
This is a
this one is
lock.
great.
You gotta give me locks though. Only locks.
Lock-in's a
Locks
lock.
only.
Lock-in and Harambe are the
Like it's a lock.
Lock-in
Sure.
is the biggest lock of all of them. No, Harambe and Lock-in are the definition of locks.
I forgot who said it. I think it was Steve will do it, but he was on some stream and he's like, never gamble unless it's a lock. If it's a lock, then it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Let me lock in some lock.
Yeah. Wow, Giga is at $600 million.
Let's go.
Bro, should I buy Giga? I'm just
No,
aping
don't chase
all.
it, bro. Buy
Nah,
fucking.
that candle is too crazy. I sold a little bit
Oh
yesterday
my god.
for Harry Potter, but Giga is fucking roaring.
Let's go, bro.
It's my biggest bag.
Let's go. Bro, it's not even at a billion yet, Leonie. Oh my gosh. You imagine it's gonna be up another 2x your bag before it even is at a billion. Not really, but crazy. Look how that's so fucking healthy, that chart.
I'm wondering what's good with Trump. Like,
Yeah, it's in a
what we
beautiful.
waiting? What we waiting on? Trump literally got shot. Like, how did it not pump?
Yeah, I think he got shot during that consolidation down there.
You try to pull a Harambe situation.
Yeah, no, I mean Trump's a little bit more risky. I think it's a lot more, probably more upside. Maybe if he wins, it might get like a crazy pump. But I mean, at the same time, if he loses, I think it might act as like a rug. Like it's gonna get rugged, probably gonna go down. So for me, I was hoping it would move up like more going into the election, but I mean, the election's 5 days away and it's still down, like barely moved up. So I'm
So
still
like when
holding
you
mine. If it does
I've still
move
been
up,
holding. If for anyone that's been holding, like hoping that, the politifying will pump during this time and it hasn't, would you recommend rotating? Would you recommend like what do you think the right way to treat these are?
yeah, it's a great question. The way I'm doing it for Trump, Trump is the only election coin I have
Yeah, me
really
too.
now. So to me, if it does move up, I'm gonna be taking profits aggressively, like probably 25 to 50%. That way, I lock in some gains because this is a position I have been accumulating for months. So I do definitely want to lock in some gains if I get them, and then just hold the rest. Okay, maybe a few wins or whatever, it goes crazy. But like I said, there is risk that if he loses, that the market, dumps that shit off. So that's how I'm going to treat it. I'm going to take profits if I get it. And then, I don't know. I'm just going to hold it. And, there's a lot of risk in board, but it's not a big enough position where if it were to 50% from here, it wouldn't be devastating for me. But if it is 20, 30% of your portfolio, I would definitely, maybe de-risk a bit. But for me, I'm just going to take profits on the way up if I get them.
Yeah, makes sense. What about if you see it dipping?
Depends. Like if it's like a choppy dip down the next few days, and you do believe that the
It might
next few
rub.
days will have a pump, then yeah, maybe add. But if it starts shooting down into the election because Trump's getting clobbered or whatever, then I probably wouldn't buy that.
No, I'm saying like get out, right? Would you just like sell off at a loss?
I think if you're gonna sell off, or de-risk, you probably want to do it going into it.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't want to be reactionary, like selling off as it's tanking 50%. Like you got to either eat it and be cool with it if it's going down, or de-risk now, I would think.
Also, like another big coin, I feel like that should have showed a little bit more strength before now. I mean, I'm still holding a nicely sized bag, but Brett,
Yeah. I think a
Brett
lot
on
of that has to do
base.
with the fact that it's on
yeah,
base.
base.
Great point. Thanks. Yeah, I think the fact it's on base, and I
What
mean,
am I
we've
looking
talked
at?
about it before. There's, people have speculated that, the people that do run it have been
Crash.
selling it or whatever, but who knows about that? I mean, I think a big thing is that it's on base.
Am I on the
But I
right
think there's
one?
going to be
What's
enough
going on?
liquidity flowing on a lot of these chains that eventually probably will have another run.
I just feel like base is gonna have to have a run, no?
Yeah, no, base is going to be huge, like in the overall crypto landscape, and for that reason, I do think there's going to be meme coin runs on some of these coins at least. But yeah, I mean, 88. What was its all-time high? 1.5.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
1.4, 1.5 Bs.
I mean, I think that's the name of the game right now. There's still a bunch of stuff that hasn't run. That's good coins. I would just focus on those until a lot of these coins are in the billions, and then maybe start focusing on the lower stuff. But I mean, there's just so much easy money buys looking back like 3 months from now. So don't overcomplicate it. But are you looking at the comments? Anybody say anything
Yeah,
satisfactory?
I might have picked a dude already.
Oh, really?
People aren't that funny in the comments. You gotta step up the game. You guys aren't like me on the spaces, just cracking jokes.
Yeah, come on, step it up, dude. No, that's fire though.
That's fine. Not everyone can be as charismatic as myself.
Yeah.
All right. A couple more meme coins. Or you want to do prediction markets? What do you guys want to look at? It's up to you.
I don't know. I like I said, I haven't been looking at Poly Market really. You can go scope, see if there's anything good.
Let me. I
But
don't
dude,
show
yeah,
up
I mean,
to
I feel like they're just putting out the election stuff. That's like where all the liquidity's at, and then they're gonna have to put out some more bets, pretty
Did
Alright,
you
soon.
already
let's
go
see,
over the
let's see,
majors,
let's see.
Bren?
Yeah, we did earlier.
All right, cool.
But yeah, everything's coiling up. I think the majors are gonna go up next
What are
week.
the crypto ones?
Yeah, crypto. I mean, there was probably a good bet last, like probably like a couple months ago when we were heavy on it, that Bitcoin hits all time high in Q4. That would have been a great trade, because that was not what most people were anticipating. I think.
True, because we were all saying it's gonna move.
Yeah. Let's see. And some criminal charges in 2024.
This one will pump fund launch a token. And I think it's definitely a no. I feel like it's a easy no.
Yeah, I think they've like put out stuff speculating like recently, so that's why it's at 46%. Will Milady flip BAYC? I would take that. In 2024 though, no. In 2024 I'd take that. Yes on that. Will US sell big whatever.
I don't know. Who knows about that shit?
Go to pop culture. It's all movie shit. There's like nothing good on here.
Dude, who watches movies these days? I feel like there has been a good movie in like I don't even know.
Look at that. There's no entertainment industry ones. That's whack. Will
Taylor
Playboy
Swift.
will Playboy Cardi release an album in 2 months? Let's see. Yeah, Young Thug released by Friday. I was thinking about that yesterday. Why there wasn't one? But yeah, nothing's really
We should
interesting.
propose. We should propose some that we just know the answer to, and then make bags.
Yeah.
Will Bren say XYZ on Twitter Spaces?
Yeah.
We
I
should have
wonder-
one where we it's our like you know how Trump has the will he say XYZ? We should do one
Yeah.
for us, you know.
Yeah, that'd be fire. Lunchly recall in 2024. That's devious.
Probably 2025.
Did you guys see Mr. Beast's thing that everybody's going now, where they like connected all his wallets from
He's
2021?
a scammer.
Well, I mean,
Look
he
at
was
it.
just
He
taking a
definitely
lot.
looks like a scammer.
He was taking a lot of cold deals, like just pretty much just allocation deals where he would talk about it and like dump it the same day. He made like 20 million or something. Off some big projects, like Yoni, like one that we're in now, Superverse. Mr. Beast got like a fat allocation for that right when it came out. But it dropped like 98% like during that time. So I mean, him doing it, that shit was gonna dump no matter what because it was a big ICO. But it's just interesting. Like he made 30 million or something, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Chess. Yeah, let's bet on chess.
Dude, I bet on Magnus winning like the speed chess and I won a shit ton of money.
Did he win?
Yeah, dude, he's the GOAT. What do you
Yeah, I
mean?
thought so.
That's like you can't bet against the GOAT. What about this bet? It's on Netflix, isn't it soon? It's 15th. I'm not
Yeah.
watching that shit though. Damn, 30K on Jake Paul. He has like a 40. He has 40K on Jake Paul. 40K
He's
shares.
hedging though. Damn.
No, he's not hedging. He's no on Mike Tyson and yes on Jake Paul.
Oh no, he's hedging with 11-4 on Mike Tyson.
No, it's the same bet though. Jake Paul and Mike. It's opposite.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm tripping. Yeah.
What is creators? What is creators?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I think
Honestly,
that
yeah, we should
I
start
think that's
trying
people
to
that we can propose.
some
You see at the
for us.
bottom, Ansem. I think it's proposed by creators, which is pretty sick actually. Ansem will whiff listed in Coinbase in 2024.
Oh man.
Nate Silver. Nate
Oh, I
Silver's in,
see. It's like by these guys.
Nate Silver, Yoni, man, Nate Silver. That guy's in the chat that we're in. 100 chat.
And what's
Really?
Yeah, he's in like the chat we're in. Damn, he proposed like 80% of these. That's crazy.
I mean, who will win white women?
What's that?
Definitely me.
What's that? The market.
It's like the voting
What?
thing.
Oh, like who? Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to. That's-
Dude, it's all W's too. Look at this.
yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Isn't it going to be Kamala?
I don't know. It's
I don't know, man.
that's actually an interesting one because it's like there's so many
Would you
dynamics.
think they would lean her more?
You think
I
there's
don't-
more liberal white women or Republican white women? That's the real question.
Yeah, that could just go
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of different ways. There's a lot of different dynamics.
There's
I
a lot
mean,
of
only Nate-
different
only Nate
dynamics
would
in
know
white
that.
women, bro. You,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, they need to make some more bets on Polymarket for real.
Dude, we just need to get this big, and then we can start making our own bets.
Hell yeah. Nelk Boys. Damn, Nelk Boys did one. That's crazy. Solana above 170 on November 8th.
What's Solana at now?
I don't know.
167.
Interesting. I feel like this is a better play if you want to go long Solana.
What's the liquidity on that, though? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it hasn't come up
Straight
yet.
0.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap it up? I already got my winner, so
Bet, yeah, give that shit away.
it's this guy. This guy's been commenting.
Hell yeah, that guy's in my channel. Fucking beast. I love Mike. Mike.
So I'm gonna DM Mike from this account, and then we will get this squared away. But
Let's go, Mike. Congrats.
appreciate you guys coming in.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
We have
so
a new schedule actually. So
yeah, I was
what
about
is
to say that. So we're gonna do usually we're doing Tuesdays at like 1. But yeah, we're gonna do Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesday at 10. I'm sorry. Tuesday at 1. Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST, and then Friday at 10 a.m. PST. So yeah, picking up to 2 shows a day as this, we get closer to this bull market picking up. So yeah, come back next week. Go ahead and give everybody on the panel a follow. And we'll be back next week for another one.
Yep. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys. Good talking
Thanks,
to you.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
See you
Good
guys
one.
next week.